What's up? It's your boy Super Mario 1990 coming at you with a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer reaction. This is trailer 2, probably the last trailer that we're going to get for Spider-Man No Way Home until the movie comes out next month on December 17th. And we finally get to see if Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to reprise their roles as Peter Parker / Spider-Man in this movie. It's been rumored heavily, and then they've actually turned the rumors down, but you don't know if they're lying or not. But we get to check it out in this trailer, hopefully, maybe. But I remember seeing the first trailer, and the first trailer was cool. The only problem I had was the direction with the movie. Like, the whole multiverse thing is cool, but I really liked how Far From Home ended with the whole thing, because, you know, Peter Parker, he just had his business put out in the street, like literally. Like, he was in Times Square chilling with his girl, right? And then the next thing you know, on the big screen, he sees that, oh, his identity is out there as Peter Parker as Spider-Man, and he's framed for murder on top of that. So I'm like, man, the third Spider-Man is going to be really good, because honestly, to me, I like the whole setup of the whole framed for murder thing. I don't think I've seen that with a superhero. Like, the closest thing I think I've seen to that was like Batman taking the fall for Harvey Dent's death in The Dark Knight, and then how it kind of trickled down in The Dark Knight Rises. But of course, you know, Batman is like a more darker tone, and this movie is like, you know, Spider-Man is like the complete opposite. It's more comical, it's more fun. And so I'm like, that's like a funny take on the whole kind of frame for murder, gotta prove my innocence kind of thing. I thought the third movie was gonna like pretty much kind of like, you know, focus on that like the whole film. Like, okay, how do you deal with your identities out there? Everyone knows your secret, and on top of that, they think you murdered somebody. You're like a beloved superhero, but now they think you're a killer on top of that. So I'm like, that's kind of crazy. But then I saw on like the first trailer, it's like, oh, he's just gonna cheat and go to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is basically gonna do a whole Men in Black deneuralized thing where nobody remembered nothing. So I'm like, oh, okay, but it's gonna bring about some problems. So we're gonna check out this trailer, and I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts and impressions, of course. But let's check out this trailer, y'all. Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, yo! I think I saw Electro for a second. Jamie Foxx's Electro.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
Oh.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man.
What happened?
We started getting some visitors.
Oh, like Spider-Man's? Like a Green Goblin.
From every universe.
Electro. Oh, he got the... What's that, the Venom suit?
Hello, Peter.
Doc Ock, of course. Oof.
You're not Peter Parker.
You looking for Toby? Yo, they gonna be in this one then.
What's your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, Paul, this is kind of your mess. I know all the magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap. You're flying out into the darkness.
Johnson.
To fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
There has to be another way.
There isn't.
Dang. You gotta go get Doctor Strange too.
You're not gonna take this away from me.
Ah, Jamie Foxx. I like him as Electro.
You're struggling.
Okay, so that is William Dafoe's voice.
While the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, don't. No, do not do that. Don't do that.
What's happening?
The starting to come through, but I can't stop them.
Is he talking about the other Spider-Mans?
December 17th, exclusively at movie theaters.
Ah, they cut it right
On
there.
sale November 29th, Spider Monday.
Yo, okay, this is looking dope. Okay, you know what? Scratch what I said earlier about the whole, multiverse idea. I like where they're going with that. Okay, I'm thinking at the end, like when he was talking about how they're coming through, I think that's going to be Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire as, the Spider-Man. Because they ain't supposed to be there, obviously. That's probably what, Doctor Strange is snapping out about. But, we didn't get to see him in this trailer. We didn't see him. So who knows? Maybe they're not in it. I think they really are. They're just holding that off. I think they make a cameo appearance at the very end. That's probably like I'm pretty much sure that's like the last showdown that they just showed toward the end. And Zendaya falling off of the thing, I didn't like that because that brought me back. That was flashbacks of Amazing Spider-Man 2 when Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy was falling and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man tried to catch her and you thought he made it but he really didn't make it and then she was dead. I don't like that. That's it also too brings to mind Spider-Man 2. I think that's probably like the same setting too, I think. Cause I think they were like near the Statue of Liberty and Doc Ock had a school bus, remember, and then he had Mary Jane on the other side and he dropped them both. And then Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man just sitting there. He's actually pondering like, who do I save first? I'm like, bruh, like, you a superhero. This is not a moral dilemma. Like, them is kids in that school bus. You got to go for the kids first. I understand that's your girlfriend over there, but she a teenager. She lived her life. You got to get them kids first, and then when you get them kids, see if you can get her. And if you can't get to her in time and she don't make it, she just don't make it. Like them the sacrifices, and the choices that you got to live with as a superhero. That's just how the game works. But now if that was his wife on the other hand, then I would be like, ooh, if that was his wife and they was married, that's a different story. I can see your dilemma. It's like, yo, then that's like my wife, bro. Like, we've been ride or die. I don't know if I could just let her die like that. Like, I don't know. Y'all kids might just have to wait. Because if it's a girlfriend, I feel like it's like, you don't know how long that's going to last. And what if you save her right there, right? But then she break up with you a month later. And now you got to use that over her head. Like, oh, really? You going to break up with me? Remember when you was hanging from the Statue of Liberty about to die? Guess who saved you? Like, what, you forgot about that? And you gonna leave me? You ain't making no sense. So it's kind of like, I don't know, bro. Like, what was you thinking about? But that was kind of funny. But I'm like, I think I saw Tom Holland catch her, though. So I think Zendaya's good, because, like, that's Zendaya. How you gonna kill her off? Like, that don't make no good business sense. So I think she gonna be all right. That kind of like, I was like, ooh, them flashbacks, bro. Because Gwen Stacy didn't make it. So how they gonna do her? But we'll see. But it's looking really good. I'm loving it, man. We got the villains in here. We got Doctor Strange in here. That's what I really liked about Tom Holland's MCU Spider-Man. Every movie he has a special guest appearance. Like the first one, in Homecoming, he had Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, right? And then in the second one, Far From Home, he had Nick Fury. Although he really wasn't Nick Fury, but Peter Parker didn't know that. But and now you got Doctor Strange, plus you got OG Spider-Man villains from other universes. So that's going to be really cool, man. We got Green Goblin in here. We got Electro. I really loved Electro. Because I just love Jamie Foxx, period, man. Like, man, one of my favorite entertainers. Growing up at his sitcom, his stand-up comedies. Then he got into music. I'm like, yo, his music's pretty nice, too. Then the movies, Any Given Sunday, Bait. All these, movies. So I'm like, man, playing a villain too, and he did really good in that. So it's gonna be cool to see him in here. I hope he has somewhat of a meaty role. I only saw like a couple little clips of him, but we got Green Goblin, of course, and I think that was William Dafoe. I did hear William Dafoe's voice, and everyone else pretty much reprised their role. So why not? And I'm sure he ain't got, he ain't got no qualms about coming back. So I really can't wait to see how this is all gonna play out. I really am skeptical in thinking that we are going to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. They just didn't show us. They kind of like keep that as a surprise. But I think we're pretty much all expecting that at this point, honestly. But we'll see how the movie plays out. I got a feeling there might be a fourth installment that kind of keeps this storyline going. That's just what I want to see, actually. Because kind of like how Endgame did. Because Endgame had, did a lot of Easter eggs from like the Back to the Future franchise where they went back and used their old IP, because all of these Spider-Man movies were made from Sony. So wouldn't that be cool if like Tom Holland, like somehow his Spider-Man was like, I don't know, in one of the universes for Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, or maybe like both of them, and they're all working together towards something. You know, it's like it that transpired from this movie, and then you're like looking at scenes like maybe Tom Holland has to enter Andrew Garfield's universe, right? His Spider-Man universe, the Amazing Spider-Man, and then he probably has to go through Tobey Maguire's universe of Spider-Man, and then you get like, you know, like scenes are like redone or like reanimated from those original series. That'd be pretty cool, kind of like how Avengers Endgame did with all the other Avenger movies and all the other, like, you know, MC movies that they made. I mean, that idea has been done before, so maybe it's a little repetitive, but that would be kind of cool. And that's like a cool way to like see all three of these Spider-Man come together in like one package. That'd be real cool. But I don't know. That's just speculation on my part. But I'm really loving this movie. It's looking like it's probably gonna be the best one, honestly. I like the first two. Tom Holland actually is my favorite live action Spider-Man, honestly. I know he's like a different kind of Peter Parker, but as Spider-Man, like he got it down. Like, you know, the banter, the witty jokes, he got it down, man. The whole atmosphere, everything. And I really liked Homecoming. I liked Far From Home. Although Far From Home, I thought I would like the idea of him actually being far from home, like kind of like a vacation. I thought it was going to be cool to like just be out of New York, because Spider-Man's always in New York. But I'm like, something about that movie, it was good, but at the same time, it was like, okay, it don't really feel like Spider-Man if he's, well, I know he wasn't like Spider-Man when he was overseas anyway, but it was like something about it just like, the vibe is off. I still liked it, but it was like, okay, I actually like Spider-Man to actually be in New York. He deserves to be in New York. He has to be in New York for it to be like a real Spider-Man. It made sense in the other movies because he was like a part of like Captain America or the Avengers. He was like, you know, tagging along with them. He's a side character, but his own standalone, it has to be New York. That's what really makes it feel like you really watching Spider-Man. But yeah, this is looking real good, y'all. Let me know how y'all liking this movie. I'm hyped for this, man. I can't wait to see it. Which one was your favorite out of the series, you know, between the first two, Homecoming and Far From Home? I liked Homecoming. They're both really good, but I liked Homecoming just slightly better. This is looking like it's going to take the cake, you know. But yeah, man, this your boy Super Mario 1990. Let me know who your favorite live-action Spider-Man was, too, between Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. I got Tom Holland number 1, Garfield number 2. It's a shame how they did him, because they were supposed to do 2 more movies with him, but they just didn't. I really would have liked to see how them 2 turned out. But who knows if Tom Holland's version would have actually been a thing. So maybe it worked out for the best. And then I got Tobey Maguire last. But yeah, man, this your boy Super Mario 1990. Let me know how you feeling about this movie, man. And I'm out. Peace in.